Today, I'm doing something different. I'm going to change these batteries out with Rayovac instead of the Energizers I was normally using. I just want to see if there's any significant difference in the life of the batteries when I change this over to Rayovac. I've had some pretty good success with Rayovac in the past, whereas it didn't seem to really have that short of a lifespan. So I'm going to see how they do in this camera, and I'll keep you posted and updated on that as it goes on. Today, to change out these batteries, unfortunately the Rayovac didn't give me the lifespan that I thought I may get for the camera. It has performed well on other devices, but just not the camera. It's been about 14 days and they are completely dead. So I'm gonna go ahead and change them out. I got some ants crawling around on my camera too. So I'm gonna go ahead and change these batteries out, and I'm gonna swap it back to the Energizer that I had before. You can see it's still lighting up, but it's saying 10%. They sent a warning to my phone that they were down to 10%. I'm gonna go ahead and change these out real quick. Yep, these are gone. I'm gonna go ahead and change those out and put the Energizers back in there. Those swapped out. Now it's just a matter of putting these back in here and turning it back on. And this is not to say that those batteries won't be comparable in other equipment, but just not in this camera here. This camera takes more pictures than any camera that I have, of course, because I have the deer out here almost every day. And I don't know if you can see the trail that they worn into the woods there. You see on that hill. And I want to show you this because when you're scouting and you see something like that, man, you're like, wow, these deer are coming through here every hour. But that's not the case. The case is that this is a trail they use almost every trip. And we have maybe about 7 to 8 deer that come in here and eat at different times. And so over a period of time, it wears that trail like that. And with us not having any leaves to fall because it's summer, so the trail is very visible. But in the wintertime, that trail would coat over, and it would not show up that strong. And when you're in the woods and you're scouting, just keep that in mind that during the first part of the season, when the leaves on the trees, you can see trails real good, and it looks like you got a lot of deer traffic. And then as it goes on, you say, oh, well, there was some moves, or it slowed down. But in reality, there may have been 4 deer that were regularly using that area and using the same trail. And then as the leaves fall, now it's truly that it's showing the truth about they're not using it as often as you thought. And a lot of times we'll give up on those places and someone else can come in and sit just over the hill and kill a 10-pointer. But we've been sitting here watching this trail and we've not seen anything for 3 weeks. That's just the way it works. But just keep that in mind that it can be deceiving as far as how many deer are using it. Just keep thinking it's not so much that they're all using it. It's just that they're using 1 or 2 deer are using this thing on a regular basis. I'll put those in. Then I'm going to power it down, and then I'm going to power it back up so that it'll regenerate the signal to my phone to let me know that those batteries are back at 100%. And I'm going to put some corn out here for our regulars and get ready to try to view them this afternoon. Corn out and just waiting for them to show back up. They'll be in here late this evening or tonight to eat. Just want to give you that tip on the batteries as well as the trail that leads in here. You can see trails where they've torn the red dirt up on that hill coming in. They've got a trail going around the side over there. And so just keep, when you're hunting or fishing, always remember that the animal is not really in competition with you. The animal is trying to survive. They're trying to eat. They're trying to hide from predators. And in this case, if you came out here and you saw all these signs, you think, well, hey, I can come out here, sit down in the middle of the day and kill a deer. Well, chances are you won't, because out of all the deer we've had out here, we may have had maybe 4 or 5 sightings in the middle of the day. But for the most part, it's late evening, early morning, and midnight. You know, like from, say they start eating around 8 o'clock, and they'll stay out here till 3 o'clock in the morning doing it. This tip helps, and just kind of think it over and apply it to your hunting area that you're prepping for your deer. Make sure that you're thinking about what that animal may be thinking when it comes in there. Right here, we have people going to work, they're getting off work, they're going to school, they're getting out of school. The animals are used to the buses, the mail trucks, the vehicles going in and out of the neighborhood, and when people get up and when they go to bed, believe it or not, they'll sit here and watch us until we shut this door, and then they'll come out and eat corn, or we shut the blinds, they'll come out and eat corn. So animals adapt to what's around them. So keep that in mind as far as when you're going in and out of the woods, the noise you make, where you park your vehicle, how far you walk, everything that you do, that animal, there's an animal somewhere watching you, and they get used to your movement. That's why you can take a person that hasn't been on your property and hunted, take them out to your property, and they may kill the biggest deer on the property. And you're like, wow, is he a better hunter than I am? No, but his movements are different. So you got to think about that. Sometimes you have to change it up a little bit, change up your movements, change up your ambush point, change up what time you go in and out, things like that. But these trail cameras really help in that aspect. They can tell you when the deer is there, which direction it came from. You know, you can also set them up to shoot short videos and things like that. So just another tip. And these batteries, of course, will last longer if you don't take that many pictures. So when the deer get real active, it's going to burn more energy off those batteries because that camera's taking pictures and sending it to your phone. And so you may have to change them out more often. The Energizers normally last me about 2 months. Unfortunately, the Rayovac only lasts about 14 days. So I have to put a little bit more money into the Energizer. Not that much money for just a regular Energizer, but then during the season, I'll switch it over to lithium. And the lithium will normally go about 3 to 4 months. So all depend on the traffic and the volume of pictures it's taken. So until next time, don't be that guy. Subscribe to He's Shooting Outdoors. Happy fishing, happy hunting, and we'll see you again.